Yes, you are. Okay, we are live. Um, Hi, Casey. Good evening. Thanks for another day. Thanks for coming on here. This is day two, or should I say the second time we are having this workshop. And this workshop is for the Base Africa Builder team that is ongoing. And we created this workshop for people that are currently participating in the Base Africa Builder team. So I'll just start with what the Base Africa Builder team is. Let me just start from Base itself. Base is a layer 2 ecosystem that is onboarding people into the world of on-chain, right? The on-chain world. So currently, they have a builder team that is ongoing that you can participate in. Whether you're a builder, whether you're a technical writer, whatever you are, you could actually participate in the builder team. And this builder team is about you building innovative solutions for Africa. This builder thing is actually holding across the world, not only Africa. So it is based around the world. Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, what Tunisia. It is happening everywhere, right? So you could actually check in the description of this video. I have linked the description for Base Africa Builder Team in this video. You could actually check it from there and get started. And this workshop section is hosted by Web3 Ladies. Web3 Ladies is a community that is onboarding the female into the Web3 ecosystem, and um we do this through what's it called, mentorship. We do this through different workshops. We do this by providing ladies in the Web3 space jobs and all of those opportunities that they need. So feel free to also check us out on every platform. We have Casey here. Casey Pelle is a DevRel for Base Africa. He is actually building on Base, and he has that experience of building on Base. And today we'll be talking about smart contracts with front end on Base. That's integrating smart contracts with front end on Base. And I know they use Rainbowkit, Wagmi, or Viem. So I would hand over the mic to Casey now for him to actually take over. Hi, Casey.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again. It's I hope I'm audible enough. So just am I audible enough before I go
Yes,
further?
you are audible. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity again. So today we'll be looking at the smart wallet, as you can all see from my screen, and then the front end. And before we do that, first of all, our smart contract. Okay, where should we take them to? Should we take them to a different blockchain? No, we are based, so we'll have to deploy on Base. I'll show you how to deploy on Base and verify on Base within minutes, like very fast. So you don't bother yourself about issues that might arise, how to get testnet and all those stuff. And then we'll now move into okay, we have deployed our smart contract. What next? Let's move it to the front end now and then start implementing, interacting with this smart contract which we have deployed. So that is what we'll be doing today. And with just two commands, we'll ship our application to Flick. I think by the end of this session, we should be able to deploy and verify our smart contract, implement it in the front end, and also deploy it on Flick for everyone to be able to access it. And then, if time permits, we'll look into gasless transaction very fast. We'll just make our application gasless so that every other person that would interact with it would not pay for gas. They'll just use it for free. So I hope that we find this session educative and we all learn something from it. So I think we'll be getting started. First of all, let's just dive right into the smart contract part. It's just something simple, not too hard, not complex. And yeah, so I have, as you can see, while she was speaking, I opened a tab called Scaffold 8. So this is a template that already has what you need. You don't need to configure any other thing. You just either you clone the repo or you npx create at latest. So we can copy this and then move into our application. So I already have that set up, but let me just show you what we have. Let me clear this and cd out of it. So now all we just need to do is to paste in the code. We have npx create at latest, and we would have that boilerplate for us to be able to ship our application to the blockchain. So we just need to give it a name. Let's say Web3 ladies version 3, and either hat or foundry, but it's preferably okay for me. Preference, I use foundry. So you just select hat, and it would install, clone, and do all that stuff for you. So we can just end that because we have that here. So permit me to do this, and yes, so this is our scaffold. It Let me just walk you through what this is and how to interact with it. So in the package file, you have your Next.js, which is for the front end, and your Foundry for the back end. And today we'll be making use of Foundry. Subsequent classes will go into the front end Next.js application and look at how the two correlate together and why they are together. Yes, this is Foundry. We have our contract, and you have your script, your test folder, your env files, and your .env. When pushing it, you would not push your env file to GitHub. What next? Our smart contract. So it comes with a boiler smart contract, which is this. Let me close this tab. So this is the smart contract we'll be working with. We'll not be building any smart contract from scratch, but believe me, it's the same thing. All you just need to do is to create your smart contract here. Probably just call this new contract and .so, and that is all. This is all you just need to do, and you walk into your new contract and do whatever you want to do there, and your application is set. This is the default smart contract we'll be working with. We have the owner, the greetings, premium, total count, user greeting counter. We have our event, we have the constructor, modifiers, set greeting. So this is a function. Why I'm moving too fast is because this is not a session for solidity. So I just want to show you how to deploy and verify if you already have your smart contract without having any issues. Yes. So this is your set greeting. You have your greeting here. I hope my screen is that large. I think this is visible enough. So this is greeting change. We emit the event, and we also have our withdraw function and our receive, just to allow money to be sent to this smart contract. So with this, let's assume this is my application for the Buildathon, and I'm all set. Okay, where should I deploy it? How should I deploy it? If you're building your application from scratch using Foundry, you might have to configure some settings just like what we have here. So permit me to show you, where are you? Let's look into the Foundry. Okay, yes. So you have to do most of the configuration, the network, your API key, private key, some installation, and all that stuff. But with Scaffold, it has already been done. All you just need to do is to create, or you clone, and then you change the file you need to change, which is the contract and the deploy script. So as you can see here, what we have is our contract here, which is your contract. We are importing the file from the contract, and we are setting a new contract. We are making use of Foundry to deploy our contract, and we simply just console.log. So this is how it is. We are passing an address here because in the contract, which is what we have here, the constructor is accepting an argument, which is the owner. While writing the deploy script, we needed to pass that argument into the instance. So this is like should I say it's similar to JavaScript because this is how you initiate a class. So it's an instance. So we are trying to pass in the parameters for that is being accepted. So we pass in the address, and we are done. So this is also a boilerplate. You just fix this. So you don't need to go searching, okay, how to deploy contract, how to do this. Now, all you just need to do is change the file in your contract or create your own file, and then do same thing with deploy.s.so under the script folder, and your application is set. So we'll be looking into the commands that we need to run for our application to be deployed to base network. So sorry about that. I just had to put my phone on silent. Yeah. So now let's look at the command we need to run to deploy our application to base and then verify it. So first of all, let's open our terminal. But before we do that, what we need to do, if you look under the env.example, you need your deploy private key, your Etherscan API key, and Alchemy API key. But this is not necessary because we are not making use of Alchemy. That is a different topic for another day. So what we have here, I have mine. So I have the Etherscan API key and the private key. So one advice: do not expose or copy your private keys around. and that is why I scaffold it. What they made was so phenomenal, and they made it so easy. All you just need to do, you would have a wallet generated for you. You can use that to deploy your contract without exposing your own personal private key. So, which is what we'll be doing. But first of all, let's get our Etherscan API key that we'll be using to verify our contract. So let's head over here. You can just come back to base because we are deploying on base. We would go to your base, you log into the dashboard, which is the explorer, and then you just need to go to your API keys. I think I already have one. I'll be exposing this because it can also be deleted or changed. So you're free to use this. I'll take it down whenever I want. So this is for testing. Do not expose any of your keys on the net or on GitHub by pushing it mistakenly. It's compromised. So this is also compromised, but I'll be making use of this for the purpose of this tutorial. So let's head back. And sorry, one more thing. If I'm moving too fast, you can slow me down in the YouTube session below. And if I'm moving too slow, you can move me as fast as you want. So that's it. So all we just need to do is to paste this here. And what next? I need the private key. So I can just simply type the command yarn generate and just watch what happens. I'll get a private key generated for me here. So this is my wallet now. I have gotten this. I can now work with this. For the sake of this tutorial, I would also be exposing this, but you are not meant to expose any of your private key. So guard your testnet private key, your testing private key as though it is your actual private key. So this helps you to be more conscious and more careful on how you operate with your private keys. So all I just need to do is to copy the address here and fund it with some base Sepolia before deploying to the um, testnet. So let me just check this. Okay, we are moving fine. So all I need to do is to send some testnet to that, open our MetaMask without exposing my main private key. This is my wallet, and all I just need to do is to fund that with. So let's send probably $5 because it's very cheap. We are on base, it's not too expensive, and let's go. Sorry about that. So as soon as this is done, we should have that. So fine. How fast this is based, and that's why we are all getting based. So what next? All you just need to do is to yarn deploy dash dash network. Then we just go for base Sepolia, and here this is where you find that this is it. So whichever network you want, you just put in mainnet, Sepolia, Arbitrum, Sepolia. So this is where the command is. And with one click, your application is deployed to the mainnet. This is it. All I just need to do is to hit enter and we wait for our application. So it's being compiled and our application should be deployed. The smart contract should be deployed to, oh, we did not actually delete this. So it would also deploy the new contract. Okay, no, it won't. It just compiled it. If we had added the new contract here, it would have also been deployed. But what just happened was simply it was just compiled. So as you can see, we have only one contract address here, which is this. All I just need to do is to copy. Let's verify that our contract was deployed. So you go to base. When getting your API key, you go to the base scan. That's the main net to get your API key. But when deploying on testnet, for you to check it, you go to your um, base scan. So it's the API key works for both testnet and mainnet. So there's no testnet API key or mainnet API key. So both the API key for verifying is gotten from the mainnet. So this is our contract, and I think why this is being it's showing verified is because there are so many instances of that contract that has been verified. But let's deploy it again by yarn and let's reset that so we can have our contract redeployed from scratch and have the address changed so we can test that. So do that one more time. The instance of this contract as it is has been deployed severally. So the block explorer was able to detect that this contract is actually the same with what has been deployed. So it's just match it and it got verified. one more time. Let's test this out. And we got a different address this time. Keep our fingers crossed and hope it's not verified. So, or we just, it's also verified. So, but for testing sake, if you now need to verify your contract, all you just need to do, so let's clear this and also move this up a bit so you could see that. So all you just need to do is to call the previous command, which is this, and all you just need to do from deploy, we change it to verify, and this would verify your base, your contract. So this is it. As soon as you hit this, it gets compiled and it would be verified. So let's just wait for the message, and it will take just a minute. And yes, so start verifying contract, and yeah, the contract is already verified. But on yours, you would actually see it that okay, contract verified. And now we can now see our contract here. This is it. This is our ABI. This is the contract address. And this is what we'll be making use of in the front end. So let's now move to the front end. So I think with these few steps, you should be able to deploy your contract on base Sepolia. So this is the same thing you're meant to do if you wish to take that to the mainnet. So this can be done by saying base, but I don't have some test nets. I think should I get some? Okay, let's deploy this on mainnet. So let's get some test net here. Where's the private key? My address. I need the address, so I can't get that. So that's by the way. Let's work with what we have and see what we get out of this. So we are moving into the front end now. I think we can get rid of this and now check this out. So this is the front end. Let's zoom into it, and yes. So I got this front end from the template we had from the previous session. So if you missed the previous session, please check out the description below or check out the YouTube channel on Web3 Ladies. You should find the session where we talked about on-chain kit and how to integrate all those parts. So today we would not be looking at integration with on-chain kit because we have done that. So we'll be looking at how to interact with it, both our front end and back end. We have deployed our contract. It's now verified. We now need our front end developers to work on it. That is what we'll be doing today. So this is a boilerplate. Feel free to clone and continue working on this. It's also open source. You are free to contribute to it. So all you just need to do is to clone this. Yes, all you just need to do. We already have that, but let's just show that. So you can just clone, git clone, and you're good to go. So as soon as you're done, which we have, yarn install, and your application is set. So first of all, let's look into what we did last week, just for those that uh, were not around. So this is it. We have our on-chain provider. This was gotten from the on-chain kit documentation. It's as simple as copying and pasting. So what we did last week was more of like copying and pasting and explaining what this is doing under the hood. So we just copied the on-chain kit. We have our Wagmi and our a 10-star query, which is heavily used by Wagmi. And we have the Wagmi configuration. This is our Coinbase wallet. We set this for all. Sorry about that. We also showed the difference between smart account, smart wallet only, and all. So you can also check the video to know what that does. And you would see the difference between smart account because for gasless transaction, you would need a smart wallet. So we'll get into that just in a bit. Let's go further. So this is our base testnet and our base Sepolia. So if you notice this key, this is private. Sorry about that, but I just paste that here. We got that from the Coinbase portal, which is this. As soon as you show up here, this is your landing page. For you to get the key, all you just need to do is to come down here to on-chain tools, on-chain kit, and this is where I got mine from. And for the URL, this is where it is. You can come down here to Paymaster, and all you need to do is configuration, and this is it. So you just need to switch to base net. This is what we have. That is what you copy and paste that right here. So we are just making use of that because we want our interaction to go through this RPC. You should make this private for tutorial purposes. I'm making this public. Yeah. So this is the wallet was also gotten from the on-chain key. Just a simple connect button and we can now connect to our application. So what next? For you to be complete and set, all you just need to do is let's check the constant and see what we have. So we now have deployed contract. So this is where you update your contract with your ABI and the contract address. So let's do that. Let's come down here to our deployed contract and copy. This is our address. Let's come down here, paste that, and so let's get the ABI. You can scroll down, copy the ABI, come down here. Let's replace the ABI with what we now have, and let's save. So that is what we have, and we are now set to run the front end and see what we have. So with this template, you can now easily interact with your front end without stress, without installing, without configuration, without bothering if there are bugs with on-chain kit. It has all been done for you. All you just need to do, copy your ABI and your contract address, paste that, and let's run the application. So let's open our terminal and run that. So we see what we have. So we can yarn dev. Don't forget, you need to yarn install. As soon as you're done installing, then we now yarn dev. So with this, our front end should be running, and let's go down to it. So localhost 3000, and we should have that coming up. And yes, so let's go back to the page. Because of the sake of the tutorial, not to waste our time, we already had our application working. So let's just comment this out so you see what we have. So comment this out and let's save and refresh the app. So should see our connect button. So let's disconnect. Okay, little bit of error. Let's disconnect and come back to work with our application. So it's here. So we have a little bit of issue. All we just need to do, our CSS is not being imported correctly. All we need to do is to go to our layout and see, okay, CSS is here. Just move this up a bit and save that, and should have our application up, and this is what we have. So we have a little bit of error, and yes, so we can take that here. And now, so what next? So let's just walk through the application while we figure out the bug, as you can see. And yes, so this is our application with Wagmi. We use read contract because our smart contract, we need to read the greeting function to show the users what they actually set. And also we have the use write contract. So this is the new greeting, the React state. We are updating the simple greeter. We are displaying it here. It's very simple, very basic. And the input field, this is accepting the new greeting, and the button, which is for set new greeting, is now calling the write contract from Wagmi that allows us to write to the blockchain. So we pass in the deployed contract address, the ABI, and the function which is responsible for writing to the contract. So this is set greeting. In our smart contract, we have the set greeting, and we also it accepts an argument. So let's look into that and see what we have. So let me just show you that, and we can now continue from there. So this is our function. So this is the function we are trying to write to. Set greeting, it's accepting the new greeting, and that is how we do that with the front end application. Sorry about that. Let me switch that back here. So this is it. Set greeting, new greeting, and we have our button. So let's go back to our application, and yeah, this is it. It's now working fine. We can now disconnect. So I'll show you how it works. As you can see, we have building unstoppable apps. Let's go back to the contract here and the read contract. So when all the functions that you read to shows up here, and these are free, you don't pay for it. But when writing to the blockchain, the write contracts are not free, but you can actually pay for your users writing to the blockchain. So while this is coming up, let's yes. So this is our greeting. Let's check what is it. This is building unstoppable apps, and for us to be able to display that, all we just did was use read contract. We pass in the deployed contract address and the contract ABI. We call that function and greeting, which is this, and we are now able to display the greeting in our front end. So if you wish to display anything, you can go that route or you can make use of the graph. We'll look into that subsequently in probably next series. Yeah. So this is our application now. We now need to set. But before we do that, let's click on our connect wallet, which is this component we saw here. And this is the wallet. This is our connect wallet, the name, the avatar, and all that stuff. So let's go back. Let's connect. Application is popping up, and you should be able to see this. And yeah, just network. Let's just give it some time. So let's have that here. So permit me to do that. Let's refresh the application one more time and click on connect. Should have our application here, and let's keep our fingers crossed and wait for that to pop up. Yes, so this is it. All I just need to do, I don't want to make use of the smart wallet first. I would want to show you how this works. So I would sign out and connect using the mobile device. So this is our mobile app. I would show you the difference between gasless transaction and both smart wallets and non-gasless transaction. So this is the mobile app. This is for smart wallets, and only smart wallets for now can be sponsored. Can transaction be sponsored for? So let's go with our mobile app. All I just need to do is to scan the QR code. So let's click OK. I initially wanted to show you that. All you just need to do is to click here. We also did all this setup in the previous session. Feel free to check that out. And yes, so sorry, it got disconnected. Let's connect back to our mobile device. And yes, this is our app. So let me drag this here and let's do that again. Scan. It should pop up for us to be able to connect. So let's refresh the app and this should work fine. Let's open up and sign in mobile app and connect. Yes, so we need to allow and we are done. So before we interact with the application, we need to switch the network to testnet. So let's switch to the base Sequoia, else you would have issues with your application. You would not be able to write to it because currently we are connected on mainnet, but our application is on testnet. So let's switch that and have that here. So this is it. We can now change the greeting, which is this. So let's change this to good evening. Set greeting. It should pop up here and we should be able to confirm that. Okay, sorry, this should be here. And yes, so this is it. As soon as it's done, as you can see, we are paying for it. So this is 14 naira, and all you just need to do is to confirm. And with this, okay, I just need to sign with my thumb and our application should be done. So permit me to just refresh this and we should have good evening. So as you can see, this is what sorry about that. Yeah, so our application is now working fine. Let's now try to sponsor, like make it gasless. Let's see if it works on this account. You would see the error it would throw and how to fix it. So you would see the difference between smart wallet and this EOS, that is your mobile wallet apps. So let's now go there and to the landing page. So because we are super fast, we don't need to waste your time. I have a template here already. So first of all, Wagmi makes use of use capabilities and use right contracts. So let's open that up so you see what it does. So Wagmi, and then you can see what it does there. Let's go to React, and we should be able to get that here. So this is it, the use capabilities. So this would allow you to check if the connected application on your DApp has the ability to enjoy the privilege of gasless transaction. This is what use capabilities are. You check if it is capable of doing that. If not, um, the wallet would have to pay for his or her transaction. Then you make use of use right contract for badge transactions. So let's go into that and see what we have. All I need to do is to comment this out, which is this, comment that out. So we have our capabilities, and let's look into that. So this is it. We are making use of use memo. The capabilities returns what your wallet can do, and it's an object that is indexed by the chain ID, as you can see here, TypeScript. So you need to access each features by the chain ID. So we have our contract here, our account here. This account has our chain ID, the address, and all those other amazing stuff. So this is what we are doing. We're checking if there's no chain ID or no address or no account, there's no need for that. Then we pass that in, we access the capabilities for the chain. What can your address do for that particular chain? Then we check for paymaster if it is supported or not. And if yes, if it is supported, we just return the paymaster service and this URL. So before we continue, let's just go into the Coinbase wallet and see the Coinbase dashboard and see what we have to do. So for you to be able to sponsor transaction for your users, you need to come down to the tools, down to paymaster and configuration. You need to, this is the address we are making use of, the URL for bundle endpoint or for gasless transaction. And you need to add the contract address you are working with here. So let's get ours, which we can find here. I think I'll be moving real fast at time. So get it. All you just need to do is to add and paste that here. Call that Web3 ladies contract. So this is it. If I'm to pass in the set greeting function here, that would be the only function I can sponsor transaction for. But if I want my users to be able to enjoy gasless transaction for all functions, I would leave that empty and just click on add. So you should see that here. It's now here and it says all functions. And all you need to do is to set sponsored globally $5, the maximum per user, 2 USD, daily limit cycle. So daily, as soon as they exhaust this $2, they would start paying the transaction by themselves. Then the following day, it gets renewed with $2 again. You now also have your per user operation limit. You have your customization. So this is by Web3 ladies. I hope this reflects right in time. So let's save that. So it's sponsored by Web3 ladies. And you can also make it that, okay, only users with verified accounts can access that, or subscribers on Coinbase can access that. So with that, we are done, and make sure this is turned on. Let's check that one more time. Our application is set. So all we need to do is to come back to the page where we made use of write contract. We would now make use of write contracts, which is this write contracts async, which is what we'll be using to sponsor transactions for our users. All we just need to do is to change that to S, and let's get that. So all I need to do is to, it's an object with contract, and it's an array of contract. So this is what we have. I can now save. If you notice, I am not yet making use of the capabilities because I want to show you by default, Base is sponsoring every transaction if you are implementing gasless transaction on your app. So on testnet, gasless transaction is should I say infinite. You can't exhaust it. So you have it all to yourself. So if you're building your application, make sure you make use of this free opportunity. It's gasless transaction for base sepolia. Now let's go back to application. We should have an error now in our application. So let's refresh this and we should have an error application. Okay, wow, we don't have. So let's try to set greeting now. So this is good night. We are about to come to an end. So, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. So, we now have an error. Initially, I told you this is a mobile wallet. You can't enjoy the privileges for Paymaster, which is what we have here. So, this is provider does not support the requested method. This is for tutorial purposes. You are meant to handle that error, probably show it to your users. This account is not allowed, kindly create a smart wallet or something like that. But for tutorial purposes, we'll just make use of this error, and I want you to be aware of this. So when you see this error, just know that your wallet does not support gasless transaction. It is only for smart wallet. So what we need to do now is to disconnect this application, connect back, and now we have to switch to gasless transaction. So permit me to close this while I show you my mobile phone. So let me just open that and click on the home page. So connect your wallet. Creating a smart wallet is very easy. We'll go through the documentation before we end the session. So this is it. You can use any existing passkey. So this is a smart wallet. It should show up. So I created 3 smart wallets. I can decide to choose any other one, or I could create a new smart wallet, but there will be no need creating a new smart wallet. All I just need to do is to click on this and it should select this device. Yes. So this is it. Verify, and I should be able to sign using my thumbprint. Yes, which is what I just did. And the application should be connected. So you can imagine how fast creating smart wallet is the fastest, easiest, and is a bit more secured because your private keys are not stored with you. You don't need to write them down because they are stored. They use session IDs and all that stuff. So let's look into that. So this is Smart Wallet, enables users to create accounts in seconds, no app or extensions required. Sure. This is possible because Smart Wallet uses passkeys for signing. Passkeys are generated and stored securely on user's device. So my passkey has been generated and is stored. If the user has iCloud or Google Password Manager, their passkey will also be backed up there. And this is also encrypted, so you don't be scared that okay, your such vital information is stored on Google. What if it is compromised? No, 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 not that. So this is your application. It works with your thumbprint or your face recognition, whichever one you want, or hardware, any other one. And smart wallets are free for both developers and users. I did not pay for that. Unified account across apps. Smart wallet can be used the same account across different app chains, Magic Spend, batch transaction, Paymaster, and more. So you could perform 3 to 4 transactions with the same gas fee in the same transaction, and then enjoy the benefit of cheap transaction. Yeah, and you can also enjoy the benefit of gasless transaction. As you can see, the other error we had did not allow us because it was not a smart wallet, but this should allow us to do that. So I'll just get rid of this, and now we should be able to, let me open up my phone so you see that. So we should be able to set good night. So as you can see, as soon as we clicked on that, it opened. All we just need to do now is to confirm. So let's check the message we have here and see. So as you can see, it says sponsored by Base. Let's go back to the contract. We left this intentionally because if you were to pass this, your application would now show sponsored by Web3 ladies. But for Base, it is free. By default, if you don't pass the capabilities, which is this. So if all this check pass, it would return this. And Wagmi writes a sync contract would now make use of this. But by default, it fell back to that of the Base RPC, which is free. So we have sponsored by Base. So I don't have any fund on this wallet. We can just confirm and let's continue. It should pop up on your device, and this is very secure. No need to worry about private keys and all that stuff. So this is it, and our application. So we are good to go. All I just need to do is to refresh the application one more time. Forgive me, and we should have good night. Tada! We are have been able to sponsor transaction for free to all our users. So this is on base. Make sure your application is gasless because it's free. You're not paying for it. So let's try to sponsor for the transaction ourselves. All we just need to do is to come back here and add in our capabilities, which is this. So this is our capabilities, which is right here, which is this. So because this is JavaScript, I don't need to do this capabilities again. Now it's all the same name, so this would work fine. So this is it. Let's refresh our application, and we should be able to see sponsored by Web3 ladies. So let's set this to by no, let's say this is this is it. So let's open our mobile device, and we should be able to. Okay, sorry about that. It got disconnected. So I'll open mobile app again, and we should be able to interact with our application. So set greeting. Now we would see sponsored by Web3 ladies. So this is how you do sponsored by Web3 ladies. So my network just went off. Okay, so I'm still live, and yes. So let me just refresh this one more time. Um, my device had to switch to a different network, so sorry about that. So this is right, and set new greeting. Our application should now work fine. So as you can see, okay, you have 0 it and you need to. So this is now showing that okay, we need to sponsor the transaction. So let's just check. We probably made mistake. Okay, so this is it. Yes. As you can see now, I don't have any money here, but I was able to sponsor that transaction. Now the issue was there was a mix up. I copied the wrong address here. So this was where I allowed this contract. So as you can see now, with this, you are able to understand that this is working. If you have such issues, just check the RPC URL that is there is for the project two, and the project two I don't have this contract there. So which is why it is showing I can't. This contract is not allowed because I copied the wrong RPC URL. So all I just need to do is to copy this, change that here, paste this here. As soon as I save this, this is now the account where the allowed contract is, the whitelist contract. So this is where it is. It is not on the second project. That is why it was not free. So all we just need to do is to come back here, refresh our application, and we should be able to enjoy gasless transaction. So I think we are done. So set greeting, we should now see that work fine. So let's just get rid of this. Sorry about that. So tada, as you can see, it says what? Sponsored by Web3 ladies. So this is how you do gasless transaction for your application. Let's go back to our app, and you can find that statement here. This is it. Sponsored by Web3 ladies. So I hope with this you have been able to understand and see how you can deploy your smart contract to base, and also deploy your smart contract to base, verify, and enjoy the privileges of gasless transaction. So I think we with this, let's just answer some few questions before we end the session.
Thank you very much, Casey. Thank you very much for that
So
wonderful
any question?
introduction.
Any question?
Can you hear me, Casey? I doubt Casey can hear me.
So do we have any
Hi, Casey. Can
question?
you hear me? Wow. Hi, Casey. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, great! I was saying thank you very much for that wonderful section. It was a really great section. Thank you for holding it down till the end. If you have any question, kindly drop it in the comment section. And if you don't have any question, like I said, I have linked the description on how to join the builder team. So if you have any question, you can also join the WhatsApp group for this builder team, right? You can access KC within that community, that WhatsApp community, and you can access other base Africa DevRel that could assist you with any issues you're having, right? So I think this will be the end of this section since we don't have anybody asking any question. Feel free to join the community. We're pretty ladies. If you have a female friend, sister, um, acquaintance, anybody that wants to get started in Web3 or wants to get started as a developer in the Web3 space and is a female, feel free to tell them to join Web3 ladies. We have our Discord link in the description below, or you can check us out on Twitter, on Instagram, on any social media platform. Our handle is also always at Web3 Ladies. You can also join the community. Yes, thank you very much, Casey, for handling this section. I really do appreciate it. We really do appreciate it at Web3 Ladies. I would see you guys on the other side of building innovative solutions. Thank you guys for joining. Do have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye, Casey.
Okay, and you too. Thank you very much for having me. Bye.